Good morning, beautiful. It's time to wake your gorgeous ass up and start the day. Or you can lay there a little longer. I'll be right over.
I don't wanna see another day.
Enemies be wishing me luck. Went from unnamed to untamed, get caught up. Although the game changed, names still get brought up.
Drop locations for Untamed and Danny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me give it again. I'm only accepting drop locations for Untamed and Danny.
Chopping it up with the ladies from the Get Up podcast, my peoples. We're gonna have a good time, talk about a lot of things, audiobooks, narration.
Somebody, a publisher, I'm not gonna say the name, but they were like, it gave me more clout because I won an award from y'all in audio flow. Like they were like, yo, we heard about you. We were like, you won this and this, and it was like, congratulations. This was before I really even knew. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. Like it was like, I'm dead ass. I was like, okay. I like, because again, I'm not really in it for that, but it's like, if it's gonna help elevate me, I fuck with it. You know what I mean? But they was like, they reached out after the wins and was like, yo, shout out to you. Like, I'm glad you're getting recognized. And I was like, oh shit, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like,
Welcome to the GCU Narrator of the Month.
Hello, 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 everybody. Yes, we are here. We are live with Miss Charlie L. Wood. I'm so excited, you guys, for tonight. This is her first time on, and I cannot wait to get into it. I know you guys have been waiting for it too, because y'all know we love our audiobook narrators, okay? So, shout out to who all was in that clip that we put together? It was Midnight Michael. It was Miles Washington, Jacoby DM, Sean Krisden. Thank y'all so much. Y'all always come through for us, and we appreciate you guys so much. We love y'all to pieces because you guys make our literary experience like so much better. The elevation is just amazing. And I have to give love and major shout outs to Lulu White, EXO, MB, JC, Kiana Dene, Women of Vision, and me and my son's lawn care, and also Black Odyssey Media. Thank you guys so much for the love that you show to us in the form of cha-ching. So we keep this thing going over here. And also, y'all send some love out to my girl Crystal. She had an emergency, not sure what's going on, but I'm praying everything is all right. So she's not gonna be able to make it tonight, but it was a work something at work. So hopefully, everything is cool. So if y'all know what, tap in, tap in for me while we on the show to make sure everything is all right. But I am going to do as we always do and properly introduce our guest in for the evening. And so I am going to introduce you guys to some. Look, and reintroduce you to the ones who know you well, Miss Charlie L. Wood. Well, her name is Lanisha Edmonds.
Lanisha.
Lanisha. Okay, thank you so much. I was hoping
You're
I did
welcome.
not mess that up.
Everybody messes it up, so you are in great company. It's fine.
I mean, Lanisha, okay, Lanisha Edmonds, and she narrates romance under the pseudo of Charlie L. Wood. She's a microbiologist turned film and voice actor, and she began her audiobook journey in 2020, receiving her first audiobook offer in December of 2020. Since then, she's narrated roughly 87 books, my gosh, and she will hit her 100th book this year. So amazing. That's amazing. She's a member of SAG AFRA, the Audiobook Publishers Association, and Pro Narrators Association. Her favorite genres to narrate are dark romance, contemporary romance, and romantasy and sci-fi fantasy. She loves doing and learning new accents. And she's usually hired for English British accents, Scottish accent, and Southern dialects. I can attest, yes, she does it well. And she is a citizen of, help me out here, Seekonk,
Seekonk Wampanoag tribe.
Thank you. I'm glad I let you say that because I was about to tear that to pieces. And when she is not recording in the booth, you can find her practicing Taekwondo, okay, lifting weights, lounging in the garden, or permaculture, or spending time with family friends, her chickens, and honeybees. Oh man, listen. Okay, honeybee.
I just supervise. That's my husband's thing, but I supervise.
You supervise.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I that would scare me to pieces because I'm allergic to anything to sting. I don't even know if honeybees sing or not. I just know I would be running for my life.
They try not to because they die.
Oh my gosh. Good. Well, that's listen. Well, then I feel a little bit better. Now, next time I see one, I won't be so, like screaming like a 2-year old and running for my life. But oh my gosh, welcome to the UP Hot Seat. How are you this evening?
I am doing well. I got in a nap today, so success.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing. That is amazing. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you got your nap in.
We
'Cause
gotta celebrate the little wins.
exactly, because the naps are few and far between. Let me tell you, I this was totally off topic, but I've been battling a sinus infection, me and my husband, and so when we were like in the thick of it, we were really sick. It was one weekend, and everybody was on. It was just us, and I was like, he's like, I'm gonna lay down for like an hour. I said, okay, I'll lay down with you. And literally, it was 6 o'clock in the afternoon. We were planning to get up at 7 o'clock, and when we woke up, he's nudging me like, get up. I'm like, what? He's like, it's 7:03. I was like, it's just 3 minutes past when we plan to get up. He's like, no,
Right.
in the morning. I was like, are you kidding me? We literally slept from 6 o'clock last night to
You
7 o'clock
needed
in
it.
the
You
morning.
needed it. You needed
Need,
it.
needed it. And that's the first time I probably slept, I know, over 8 hours in God knows, maybe 10 years. I was like, yeah, this was some sleep we did because and I'm still knocked out, so I was still going. I was still, tell her when I would have woke up. But it is so good to have you. But speaking of your bio, now you are a microbiologist. How did you go from microbiology to voiceover in film? What was that transition like?
It all started when I went to college because there was no option. It was like, you're going to college, you're going to be the first one to graduate. You have no choice. So I was like, Mom, I want to go for theater. And she was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. What else do you like? And I was like, I guess germs. So yeah. But after I got into the microbiology field, because I didn't do research is very unfulfilling for me. It's not something that I enjoy doing. So I went into biotech and quality control. And I was doing that, but I still felt unfulfilled. So I started taking acting classes, and that's how I got into film. I'm close to Boston, so I would just drive up to Boston and do extra work or do the auditions and things like that, way back when everything was in person.
Oh, awesome. I love it. I love it. And film can get so addictive. I love being behind the scenes with that. I've had the privilege to be on some sets, write some scripts, do some producing, and I love it. And so I needed a break from it. I did need a break
Mm,
because it can
hmm
get overwhelming, but it's exciting. That's an exciting experience. So anybody who is looking to go into that, I always like encourage them. Hey, go do it. At least give it a try and see what it's like.
Right.
See what it's like. Well, oh my gosh. So you went into being a voiceover actor, and did you have any formal training with that?
No, I did not. Well, let's, so a lot of the film stuff that I did translated over into voice.
Okay.
There were some, I worked with quite a few coaches until I found my favorite. And And so I more or less started with the one intro to audiobooks class. Then I went on ACX and I was like, I can do this, not realizing how bad I sucked. And so I realized I needed to improve and I needed to do more things in order to be better. Um, so found a few coaches, stuck with the ones that I liked, and then, they were able to tweak little things. And then I had my favorite coach really like break everything down. And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I finished taking his like 13-week course, I started booking. It's like something switched, and I was
Mm.
like, oh, duh, I got this.
Oh wow. I love it. But hey, that was a that was a great 13-week class, but sometimes
It
that's all it
was.
takes.
It was
That's all.
stressful too.
Oh wow.
You know.
But you have those who are just great, the greatest teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm horrible with math. I hate it. Even though
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where I knew enough to get a decent grade, but not enough to be like, don't have me go teach somebody. I will lead them astray.
Yes, I do know that.
And yeah, 'cause I will lead you astray if it's not simple. Like what they say, reading, writing, arithmetic.
Hmm.
I can look. We good with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Beyond that,
Don't put letters in it. What are the letters for?
when the
Put the
letters start
letters in
get
it.
right, when the letters start get introduced, we gonna have some problems. Okay. Listen, as a matter of fact, when you start moving into fractions and decimals, we might have some problems with me. So
Yes.
just don't
No,
ask
I
me.
was that kid. I was like, fuck this. Everything's a decimal now. We're not doing this. Everything's decimal. That's easier.
No,
I remember.
right. I was like, no, I hate this, and especially, and it was crazy because, and I always fuss about it. I was like, I love to read, but I hate word problems because that's actually math, and I
Oh,
could not turn that
see,
switch off.
I realized that was part of many of the issues I had in school. I had undiagnosed ADHD, and anytime paragraphs came up, I just shut down. I'd be like, nope, and it's just because my brain was like, that's too many words. Where are the bullet points? And and I did struggle. I did struggle
Yeah,
in college. It took me longer than the 4 years to get through it, but I did
hey,
get through it.
that's okay.
And now that go ahead.
I was like, that happens. It's okay.
Hmm.
Listen, a lot of people take time to get through college for different reasons. I always say it's never just finish.
Just
That's
finish.
all it
Yes.
is, just finish.
Yes.
Just finish it
And now
because
that I'm
first of all,
diagnosed,
right.
a lot of the things make sense. And I'm like, okay, I worked on tools to be better at this. And my son was diagnosed with it too. So I'm like, he's like, why are you telling me this? And I was like, I am trying to help you for
Mm-hmm.
this life that is not fit for your brain. Like your brain is going to be tired of this. So listen
Yes.
to me.
Yes. And kudos to the teachers who can really teach because I made straight A's in algebra and I made an A in statistics. And it was all because of my teacher and my professor. Those are the only
Hmm.
two classes I ever made A's in math, and I knew it was because they knew how to teach it. And
Yep.
it's like they actually knew math. They knew how to break it down to like the littlest fraction of information. And he was so good. He made charts about everything that you had to do in statistics. And if you asked him a question, he could literally, off the top of his brain, tell you exactly what bullet point you skipped.
He's a good teacher.
He
He
was a
is a
good.
good teacher.
He's like, I could tell if you read it or you didn't read it or if you just
Hmm.
skipped something. Like he was just that. He had a PhD in mathematics and statistics in his 30s, and I was like, oh Lord. But so yeah.
Excuse me.
Right, I was like, thank you. I'm glad I got you because I wouldn't pass this class. But yeah, that's amazing. So I get it totally. But when did you decide upon narrating on romance? Was that like your first draw or?
It wasn't my first draw, but I had a lot of friends starting out, and they were just like, look, they legit looked at me and they were like, you're going to have to do romance. And I was like, for real? And they were like, just whatever you think, let it go. Romance is what sells, and you're going to have to. So I was like, okay. But I love it though. I love it.
Mm.
So,
Romance is so, I just love the world of it. Like I love, contemporary urban, like all of it. I love all the things romance. And I got bitten by that bug. Now I'm like you, I didn't start off truly as a romance reader, more like maybe literary fiction. And
mhm.
then I got bit by the urban fiction bug for a long time. Shout out to Ashley Antoinette, thank you for that. She had me stuck on urban fiction for a real long time, and then I was like, okay, let me get out of the hood a little bit and go and go back to some love and some sweet stuff. So got back into contemporary romance and then urban romance. Like I think I went urban romance and then contemporary because I had to
Which
weed myself
you're like,
away.
all right, enough of that. Let me take a break.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, let me get out of the trap a little bit.
Yeah.
go, go love it to loving it. So now I'm over here in the romance world, and I'm like Wesley said one time, I'm like, I ain't never leaving. I'm never leaving it. I love it. I love romance so much. So when you're doing your voiceovers,
Mhm.
what do you absolutely have to have? Like, what is something that you need with you when you're working in the booth?
I need, depending on the season, I need tea. I need water. And I only drink, I'm a little frou-frou, and I drink sparkling flavored sparkling water. Um and I keep that in my booth. And then I also have like my voice mister, my bee propolis. What else? Yeah, mostly that's it. And then things to take notes with.
Okay. Okay.
Keep it pretty
Yeah.
simple.
Okay, okay. Yes, I know water is a constant thing, for you guys and working that voice like so how do you keep your voice healthy, because I know it can get tedious going project after project like that.
Mm. It is knowing when to stop.
Okay.
So a lot of the times is, how you don't know, but like you're recording and you're like, I can just fit in that one more chapter. But you feel the tiredness in this, and it feels heavy, and you're just like, "Oh, I'm not quite hitting the voice the way I need to." You have to be good to yourself, because if
Mhm.
you push that chapter, you're going to be bad tomorrow and you'll get nothing done. Whereas if you listen to your body and your body's like, nah, I'm done, and you go
Mhm.
to bed, you'll be good for tomorrow. So a lot of it
Okay.
is just listening to your body and learning when to stop.
Learning when to stop. I hear that. Look, we need that as writers as well. I was being hard headed and you know how it goes. Like I couldn't find my little what is this pad thing where for the mouse pad where you for the wrist
Hmm.
pad, and I didn't have it for a while, but I've been writing like on three different stories, and so it's like it was somewhere on my desk, and I just never looked for it. And then I started paying the price because the
Hmm.
carpal tunnel started
You're like,
acting
oh,
up, and I was like,
oh.
oh, I was like, oh, you know what? Never mind.
I thought I was cute and young.
Right. Right. I thought I could still do all the things. And so then I learned that the thing stopped for like 3 days until my wrist get rest and
Hmm.
recoup. And I was in pain, like, oh my gosh. I was like, you know what? I won't do this again. At all, at all. I went out and bought a glove that even has a gel pad in it by the wrist. So I was like, even if I get the notion that I want to write without this wrist pad, yeah, let me throw this glove right on my hand.
Yeah.
I won't be doing it again. So that I can appreciate listening to your body. You have to. Because of course you have to take care of yourself, and then you want the product to be the best that it can possibly be. And
Exactly.
so Exactly. Let's see. I'm gonna check Instagram here. Okay, Nikki Michelle is waving hello. We have plot twist with Charlie. She has joined. Oh, Cammy Shaw Jackson. Oh, Nikki Michelle says I really love her voice. The cadence and tone are amazing. So thank you so much, Nikki. Love you for that. Okay, Readers Avenue has joined, and audiobook Girly 89. Hello, you ladies. Thank y'all so much. I'll give y'all a shout out as you come through. I appreciate you all for joining us. But now we have our first game of the evening. It's a word association game. And so we kind of explain this behind the scenes a little bit. So we're gonna test this out and see how we do with it. So the seed word is going to be storm. And the first word associated with storm is rain. So I would love for you to say the word rain as a news anchor.
Rain.
I love it. You stepped right into that.
And on tonight's news,
And on
rain.
tonight's rain. I always try to mimic Janet Reyes' voice. The
Ah,
time is
yes, yes, yes.
5:52.
Yes.
The time is now 5:52. I'm Janet Reyes. I
I do
love
like her.
listening to her. She's so funny. Her and her husband are
They're
hilarious.
so cute.
They
Yes.
are. So the second word is puddle. And say puddle as if you're a child.
Puddle.
Oh, that was that was the cutest. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Listen, so now it's your time. Let's let you think of a word associated with storm. And whatever your next word is, say it with fear.
Um, lightning. Oh, that was wrong. That was a little too much on the other side. A
Was that a
little
little
too
too?
much on the other side. My fault.
It's okay. No, it's good. It's good. So your next, right? Uh, I was just about to
All right.
say it romantically. Whatever your next
But
word
I
is,
think
say it romantically.
we did that. I messed up.
Oh my goodness. So whatever your next word is, say it romantically.
Okay. Um, thunder.
Ooh. I love it. I love it. So last word, last word. And say this one with urgency, whatever your word choice is.
Oh, shoot. I need another word. Hail.
Listen, now that's me trying to get in from the from the weather. I love it. You did so good with that. You really did. Thank you so much. Let's see. Okay, Nikki Michelle said perfect. And so then she said, nah, fear and orgasms evoke the
Yeah.
same reaction.
It depends if you're doing dark romance, okay?
Exactly. Well, no, that's true. That is very true. So
My bad.
but
I
we
knew that
get
was
it.
wrong. I
We
knew that
get
was
it.
wrong, though.
We get it. We get it. Listen, it went both ways. On the tail end, it's okay. But listen, maybe you were afraid of the lightning, and then he gave you some thunder. So we get it. We get it. You were afraid of the lightning. He gave you some thunder. It all works out in the end. Oh my
uh,
goodness. But jumping back into that, these are, some more basically about you with narration,
mhm.
and how you grow your brand. So how is it growing your presence and tackling that, building your narrator brand?
Okay. So I had many challenges in the beginning because oftentimes I'm trying to figure out where I fit or how I can be branded because I don't fit neatly into some of the boxes that people try to put me into. And
Okay.
so I met with one of my coaches, and she was helping me because she is a Spanish Brit. So
Okay.
she also had some identity things, and more or less, she just told me to lean into the things that make me me. And people will accept me for that than trying to fit into something that I don't fit into. And so it took it took a lot just being brave and being more open as to my likes, who I am, what I sound like. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know I see the reviews and they're like, why is Charlie reading this book again? She don't sound like us. And I'm very sorry. But there is a wide variety of people and we all sound differently. So just because we
Yeah.
don't sound like your friends, we may sound like someone
Mhm.
else's friends. So it was just leaning into it, being myself, and taking the criticism and either learning from whatever was said and, putting out more of who I am or just letting it roll off my back because there's nothing I
Yeah.
can do about it. So,
Oh yeah.
did I
Oh yeah.
answer it or did I or did I go
Yeah.
off somewhere else?
Oh no, 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 no. You did amazing job. And that's true. I know. Do you read the reviews on books and stuff? Do you
I
like to read?
do
Okay.
sometimes, but I have to be in a good mindset.
Okay.
Because if I am, and I'm just like everyone else who has ADHD, I get depressed and I have anxiety and stuff like that. So if I know a depressive, or I can feel like a depressive, I don't want to call it an episode, but you kind of get into a funk. I
Mm-hmm.
know that it's not a good time to read my reviews.
Okay.
I like to read them when I'm like, all right, I'm feeling good today. Let me see, because I can take the criticism easier, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But
Oh
I
yeah.
don't read them all the time.
Okay. Yes, protect your peace at all times.
Mhm.
Protect your peace at all times. I as an author, I used to read them, and then I just got away from it because the thing of it is that the one thing that somebody dislikes or a couple people like dislike, then like you'll have a slew of people who love it, and it's
Mhm.
like okay. So let me just say, so every now and again I'll read something, especially if it's like somebody has come to me and said something specifically like, oh my gosh, this, and this, and I'm like, there's like, I left a review. And I'm like, okay, let me go read. And then I'll kind of go through them then, but I try to stay away from
Yeah,
them too,
yeah,
just to,
yeah.
just to protect my peace. I like to read the ones that, actually offer critique and not criticism
Yes.
because
Yes.
those are the ones I feel like help mold me better. I'm like, okay, so
Absolutely.
now they may have a point.
Yes.
Like, hey,
Yes.
let me look at this. Let me lean into what they're saying a little bit.
Yes. I
So,
read a review that said her male voices all sounded the same. And I was like, I can work with that. I can work with that. And so
mm,
I worked with it and changed it. So, yes.
yes. And Midnight Michael has joined and he said, what up, though? I love you, Charlie Elwood. Forget them.
Midnight, you still need to send me a picture of your table. Don't think I didn't forget. And if I have to find your wife, I will.
Absolutely. Like, get on them. Get on them. And oh, Nikki Michelle says, "Oh, I love her voice so much. The way she holds the words on her tongue before she speaks, chef's kiss."
Oh,
Aw.
thank you.
And then she's right. She's like, "I do read my reviews. I take the meat and leave the bones." I know
Yeah,
that's right, girl.
for real.
That's
For
what you have
real.
to do. You have to, because listen, those people drive you batshit
Yep.
crazy.
My husband's a writer too, so he'll read his reviews. And then if someone's like just shitting on him, he goes back and reads all of their reviews. And he's just like, oh, they give everyone a 1 star. He goes, I got 3 from them. I'm still winning. Despite whatever they said, he's
Right.
like, I'm winning.
And
So
I looked at it
everybody
too.
got
If
an
it's like
asshole.
if it's real critical, I'll go and look, and I'm like, and typically if they're like super critical of something, they're like just that type of person. That's just the reviewer they are.
Yep, yep,
And
yep.
so it's like you can't take it personal then. It's like, okay, yeah, you're like this with everybody.
You're like,
So what have been your challenges though with narration?
Oh, okay. When I first started, it was because all of a sudden I started getting hired to do these books, and I wasn't sure what this is going to sound weird, but I wasn't sure what I could get away with. Do I
Okay.
have to read the words exactly as they are on the thing, or do I have some leeway? Now that I'm further along, I now know that I had far more leeway than I gave myself in the beginning. So I could have dropped G's off and I could have put more attitude into it. And it was a learning process for me
Hmm.
because I was like that student, like, what does the teacher want? Instead
Right.
of, no, give everyone else what they want. F the teacher. They don't know. They're not in the game right now. So, but that's one of the things I really had to work on.
Yeah, no, and I get that though, because you kind of get lost into, okay, well, what am I supposed to do, and what should I not do,
Mhm.
and then it's like, as you get into it, it's like, oh, I could have read this with this type of flavor,
Yep.
and so, and so
Yeah.
I totally get it. I understand it. And I love when you guys read and y'all add all the flavor and the attitude and give me the ad libs. I love
Mm.
it. I love the ad libs. I know they didn't tell you to snicker, but I'm glad you did. I know
Yes.
they just say moan right here, but I'm glad you
Yes.
did. I
Exactly.
want it all. I love all the flavor in my ear. Oh my goodness. So let me see if anybody else has some. She says I do that too. I know that's right. So I love when a narrator gets to acting.
Mhm.
It is because it really is. You guys really are actors. I don't care what nobody says. It is like a two-part thing in my opinion. It's both acting and narration. So,
Yep.
you know, I do say that if you have not had any formal acting training, you will get some if you become a narrator. I believe that. But we talked about this a little bit before we got online. So it's actually one of my questions. And so it's probably going to be the same answer, but I wanted to hear you say this again for the people. But, we went over the projects that you narrated. And I was going to
Mhm.
ask you, which one was the most challenging for you and why?
Yes. It was losing sight was hard because I knew Tati from being online and I was like, I can't disappoint her. She put all this work in this book. How do I do this? And I fucking put that book off until it was like almost due. And I was like, you need to move. Let's finish this book. And then also a really, really hard one was Elizabeth Stevens' first book, Dark City.
Okay.
That was the first time I had to do a Scottish accent for a character. And he was in the whole fucking book. And I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, it was a little rough. But,
Mhm.
by chapter 9, I got it.
Okay.
I met with the coach. She helped me. And I started recording and I was like, look, something's not right. And she was just like, oh, you just have to do this, this, and this. And I was like, boom, thank you. I got it. Um,
Awesome.
but yeah.
That you are, I really love it because you're very versatile. I've heard you do a Southern dialect. I've heard you do a British accent. Like you are very versatile, and I love that. I love listening to your narration. So you guys, if y'all are looking for somebody who can offer the versatility in the accents, reach out to Charlie because you do a phenomenal job. And I was like, how in the world did she? Okay, we gonna roll with it because I was like, no, that's not my ministry. It's not my ministry. I can give you the words, but I cannot read them. So that is not me. And what, since we were talking about that, what technique did you learn, if you could share, that kind of makes that better for you?
Make what better for me?
Your accents.
A big one is mouth placement.
Okay.
People with different accents speak from different parts of their mouth. So, like Scottish is more like a throaty back here. Irish is more in the middle, I think, to the front, and it's all a little bit more. The melody is different.
Okay.
British is a little bit tighter. And you kind of open your mouth sideways a little bit. So there's a lot of things that you learn when
Oh.
doing that. And then that's also how, because of the mouth placements, that's how you can easily fall into other accents. So,
Okay. Awesome. I love that. That's phenomenal. Look, I'm over here learning some things today about I I'm going I know, let me say that I learned it, I'll know it, but I won't be able to do it. It takes practice.
but it's
I leave that
also
to the
play.
professionals.
You have to play. That's another thing. Like sometimes I get so focused. I'm like, got to do this job, got to get it right. And I'm like, it's not right. And my husband, he goes, "Are you playing?" And I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just doing the job." All right, let's go back and let's play. And oftentimes it's as easy as that, as simple of a mind shift as that. Don't forget to play.
Awesome. Yeah. And you look like you have fun when
I do.
when you look like you have fun. I probably need to sit around and play a little bit like that now. Use my husband as as a sounding board.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
Yeah, just stand here. Let me see. Let me see.
Exactly. He always says I use him as he's my ultimate interviewer. So I go to him, especially for male characters. I was like, "Would a man
Yeah.
now, if I did this, what would you say?" He's like, "What are you writing?"
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure I got the right vibes
All
going
right.
on.
For real. Just making sure.
Just making sure. Now, I want to get into just like this year coming up for you to ask you, like, what all do you have going on? Are you making any appearances this year?
Let's see. The last one I have for this year is Villains and Vixens in Texas. It's
Okay.
their first one, I believe.
Okay.
Like their first event. And then next year we'll find out what I was accepted to.
Okay.
So yeah. I
Hmm.
did I did apply for Black Romance again. And I think I applied for sinful signings. So
Oh.
we'll see what I get picked for. Oh,
Well,
and the one in Boston.
I
Stardust, something like that. Yeah. So
okay.
Sinners and
Well,
Stardust. There we go.
I I hope that you get picked for Black Romance because I was there and I missed you. Well, I saw you on your panel, but I had to leave because I had to go to my panel, so I didn't get a chance to stay after to like go
Mhm.
and talk to you and anything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to speak to her.
Uh,
It was a lot. I had a lot going
it
on. It was a
was
lot going on that
it
weekend, but it
was
was fun.
beautiful,
It
beautiful.
was
And I did
fun.
get to meet the guys because you don't meet anyone.
Yeah.
You talk to someone via email, so you never quite know like the attitude, their demeanor, how they are as a person. And
Mhm.
that was lovely. And that was lovely.
And one thing I can say from interviewing all of you narrators, and even now having met some of you in person, because I was able to meet. I was lucky because my book signing time was the same time that Midnight and Carrie Height and Miles were there, so I got to go and meet them like first thing in person. I had already interviewed them, and I was like, "It's so good to see you guys in person." But all of you guys are like just the most down to earth, coolest, sweetest people ever to
True.
talk to. I was like, I have not met or interviewed a narrator yet that is just not. I always have so much fun. Like y'all are like have the best attitude. Y'all are so fun. I'm like, these are my people.
Hmm. No, for real though. Yes.
Yeah, like y'all have so much fun. So I just love being around you guys. It is amazing. Let's see. Hello, everyone else who's joined in. Y'all names flew in here. I'm trying to keep up, but no, listen, y'all know Crystal ain't here. She be helping me out. But what does your audition process look like when you're picking a new title? And how do you decide if a manuscript is a good fit for you?
All right. First question. I prep it, and it's not cheating, but like if I get an audition in, I'm looking at what the reviews are for that book. I'm looking at what people are saying about that book. I'm looking at what they liked and what they didn't like about the main characters so that I have a feeling as to who they are. So when I do that audition, I can put those personalities into it. Um, but yes, more or less, that's what I do for the audition. On top of like highlighting, making notes. Sometimes I'll even adjust the audition script, especially if it's super long, and
Okay.
just cut out like a middle paragraph or something so that it all still makes sense. And now that I am comfortable enough, I guess, as a narrator, I can choose to be more picky about the titles that I want to do.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's really where I am right now. They're like,
Okay.
"Hey, we want you to narrate this book." And I'm like, "All right, let me do a quick Google search and not a Google search, but let me read the reviews and let me see what are some of the keywords that I'm searching and how many times they're in there and stuff like that to see if it's something that I even want to take on."
Okay. Okay. Is there something that you wouldn't like? Absolutely, you just know I can't read this.
Like triggers,
Yeah.
um, explicit essay of a child. I cannot do that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
won't narrate that. I won't even touch that.
Yeah.
Mentions of it in the background, yes, things like of that nature, but my hard stop is like kids like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I totally understand and get that, and you just have to, you know, be in a place. I've had. I wrote a book one time. This is early on in my career. And I learned quickly. I learned quickly. I wrote. It was rape. It was a. She was teen, like a teen, to
Mhm.
rape, and I had to. That was before we were really, really getting into trigger warnings,
Yes.
and someone
Yeah,
was
because
like,
they
"Oh,
weren't always there.
they weren't always there," but someone lit me up in a
Ah.
review. They
Oh.
lit me up in a review about that trigger warning, and they was like, but they said when they said what it was like they were a rape victim, and I was like, oh, and I just from that moment on, I was like, oh hell no! If I ever do anything, I have to like include
Right.
this, and I try to, like you say, even if I show the moment now, I've kind of
Mhm.
learned to like go there without going deep. You know, it's
I
too
understand.
far. It's like I have a line. I've drawn a line that I won't cross. That I feel like it'll be too emotionally, debilitating for anybody. Just not even if you've been through that situation, but just having reading it is
It's
sometimes.
it's hard to narrate because
Yeah,
in one of my last books that's coming out, I had to narrate that, And let me tell you, that was the only thing I did that day. I did it early in the morning, and it was just that one chapter. And then I took care of myself for the rest of the day. I went outside, I got myself some ice cream, you know what I mean? And I just didn't have to touch that chapter again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to take care of myself. I was like, nope, just this chapter today. You got this. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. And it's even with reading it, I tell people all the time, it was the one book that had me like I was distraught. It was two, but this one really had me distraught. Like I literally called my friend and I cried for like 3 hours on the phone. And it
Mm,
was because it was a violent attack and a murder,
mm-hmm,
and I understand why the author went there. Like they, in order to really, because they were talking about a serial killer, and
mm-hmm.
in order to really grasp what happened, they went all the way there. She told me, she was like, "Yeah, no, when I wrote that, she was like, I had to take a week off from writing."
For real.
And she was like, and I cried when I was writing, and I cried after I wrote it, and I was just, she said, I went through emotional distress after I wrote this. And then she was like, but when I turned it over, she like to my betas, they were like, no, it was neat. Like we
Yeah.
had to really understand what was going on in that moment and for us to bring it in. And I said, yeah, I said, because let me tell you, I said, now one of the best books, I always say, like, it is one of my top five of all times books I read. But I literally boohooed on the phone for 3 hours with my friend because I was like, girl, I just can't. I mean,
Oh,
it was ugly cry. and
oh.
she was like, oh my God, are you going to be okay? I was like, I am. I was like, and then I said all of this, and then I'm like, but the book was so amazing. She's like, what?
Yes. Why are you crying?
Why you crying then?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's gotta be amazing for me to be crying like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was like, no, but I said no, but yeah, but she did have a trigger warning, so no, no, not to her. She did say she did let everyone know. Hey, now listen,
yep.
you're gonna be triggered if you
I
read
don't
this
know if
book.
there are trigger warnings on that book.
Mhm.
I don't
Well,
remember
hopefully,
narrating trigger warnings for that book.
maybe they'll have it. It might be in the written
Maybe
form,
he
but
had it. Maybe he
yeah,
had the trigger warnings. Oof.
yeah. Hopefully. Oh my gosh.
That was Best for Last by Dylan Allen. Dylan
Well,
Allen? Yeah.
Dylan. Oh, I love Dylan. She was on here. We interviewed her too. She's amazing. So I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she put some.
All right.
I'm pretty sure she put some trigger warnings in there. She's just an awesome person and an amazing writer as well
Okay.
too. So, oh, I can't wait. I'm glad you saw. Listen, and that's what I was gonna. That was one of my questions too. If you had any upcoming projects that you could tell us about.
I think that's the next one to come out. I've been doing Tiffany Patterson's Night Wolf pack.
Okay.
I've been doing her books live. So I just finished book 2 and I have all 4, yes, it's 4
Oh wow.
in the series. So, but that's what
Ooh.
I'm working on right now. Wait, that's a lie. What did I just do? I don't know. I got some shit going on, I guess. I don't know. Like
Oh my goodness. Well, with you as a narrator, what would you like for your potential clients to know when they hire you as a narrator?
what I would like them to know about me or
Yeah,
about their
about
writing.
you. About you.
About me. Hmm. Oh, that's tough. I don't know. I don't know because whenever someone is like, "I want you to do my book," and I'm like, "Yes, excellent. Send me an audition." I don't ever want to lock in something and then you hear me narrate it and you're like, that wasn't quite
Yeah.
it. So I always just let me audition first. Don't
Okay.
just offer me something. Um, because I want you to have the right narrator. Um,
Yeah.
but for me, I don't know. I think I don't have anything.
Listen,
Everything is out there. Do you
that's
know what I
probably good
mean?
enough. Just let them know that, hey, let me audition because I want you to have the right narrator, and I can appreciate that because sometimes it's like it might not be, a good fit, and just don't take on the project
Right.
because you're like, yeah, no, this someone should, else should do this.
Right.
I think someone else will be better fit for. So no, that's great. I appreciate that as an author to say that you would be willing to say, hey, no, I think you probably need to go, in another direction.
Yeah.
So,
Don't
but
pick me
that's
because you like me. Pick
yeah,
me because I'm the best voice for the project, or you feel
yeah.
like I'm the best voice. It's important.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because it is, and then you have everyone has their strengths. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
for a fact, like hands down, if I'm writing somebody that's from up north and it's the male character, I'm probably gonna lean in and go to Miles first because I know he naturally has
Right.
that, that voice versus trying to make someone have a New
Yep.
York accent or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So it's like, no, he would be like the first go to. So it's one of those, and then and some authors may not know that, because
True.
some of them are not, into audiobooks. Like I'm an audiobook girly regardless.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. Which is funny because I always tell people, I was like, listen, if you get me on a train, I will be the conductor. I will leave like I would come on as a passenger and I will leave the conductor, okay? Cause if I love it, oh my gosh. Like I was so there was a time, when audiobooks weren't as popular as they are now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of those, no, I don't want to listen. I want to read. I want to flip the page. I
Yes.
want to do this. And then the pandemic happened.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm
Yes.
sorry, y'all. But I was like, the pandemic happened and I was like, okay. I was able to get a whole lot of stuff done. So I said, let me just listen to it. I forgot who it was who told me to listen to a book with Nicole Small. And after that, I was like, oh, let me tell y'all something. I was like, I know what I said, but listen, I changed my mind. This is probably going to be my go-to, for reading. And it's hilarious because literally before 2020 hit, all I would do was read paperback or read on Kindle, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember the last time I picked up my Kindle at this point because I'm always listening to
Yeah.
audiobooks.
Yeah.
I was like, if I do pick up my Kindle, it's literally to read along as I'm listening. So
Mm-hmm.
that is pretty much where I'm at. And now I bought a paperback so they can sit nice and pretty on my shelf.
Oh, those are collectors. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
I collect
Yes.
them. It was like,
I also
and
have a shelf.
right. It is like one half of the shelf is books I've read because that was during the time when I was actually physically reading, and then the next three shelves down are all books that I just collected, and I have not. I read the book because I probably listened to the audiobook. If
Mm-hmm.
I have not, if they don't have an audiobook, it's really just sitting there until one day when I decide to retire,
Yes.
I'll pick it up and be like,
One day. Okay.
one day when I retire, I will be like, oh, I have all of these great books to read now, so I
Now
can sit down
buy
and
some
read them.
more so I never get to those. Don't think I don't know. I do the same thing.
Exactly, exactly. And that's my husband's like, why are you buying this book? Because you're not gonna read it. I was
Because
like,
it's
yes, I
pretty.
am. I am gonna read it one day. That is not for you to determine when I read it. I'm gonna read it one day. You just let me buy it and be okay with that. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm always because he, guys have their thing. I'm like, he's into lawn stuff and power tools and all of this stuff. So I'm like, well, it's cheaper than your power tools.
Mhm.
He's like,
Mhm.
so then he can't argue with it. And he's like, but I'm gonna use my power. I'm gonna read this book one day.
Mhm.
Don't you worry about it. It's okay. But yes. Oh my goodness. Well, I have come to
the portion of the show that I like to call Versatility Versus.
Oh.
And this is where I give you a passage from one of my books and I give you the genre and I see if you can read it in this genre, which I know you can, and see if you can crush it for us. So I love it, but I will give you a minute to kind of look over it. And then whenever you're ready, yes. So, you guys who have just joined us, we are with Charlie L. Wood, and we are about to get into versatility versus. So, now, if you have listened to any of our previous shows, you guys have heard our narrators come on here and narrate snippets for us. So, you guys know what this is about. She'll read a little snippet and then we will hop into going into letting you guys know how you can book Charlie if you have a book ready to go.
All right, all right, all right. I'm gonna read it. Sorry, I stand up when I narrate. Not many people stand, so
Oh, yeah, you are the first.
I stand up because of a teacher, and he was just like, "I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. I don't feel it." And so I got so pissed off. I stood up, and I was just like, and I read it, and he goes, "Thank you." And then he moved on to the next person, and in my head, I'm like, "You asshole." But I did it. You know what I mean? You know
Right.
those teachers that are just tough on you, and you're just like, "Why, sir?"
Why? Why did you put me through this?
Yeah, but thank you, because now I book. All right. I was ready to pass out, but Dip lifted me by the ass and laid me on the sofa. When he stood, he toed out of his Timbs and slipped his jeans and boxers down in one motion. Standing at full salute, I saw everything about him was godlike. I couldn't even help myself. I wrapped my hands around his monstrosity, admiring his pretty dick. Long, thick, veiny, and slightly curved. When I peered up, Drip's eyes were on me. His jaw flexed, letting me know he enjoyed the feel of my hands on him. Even though I was a tad bit afraid, my mouth watered for him. "Can I taste you?"
Okay, ma'am. Yes. You did my girl Rose right. That is from my novella Cuffed with a Snowman, and it's about Drip and Rose.
Oh, that is cute.
Yes, Drip and Rose. So it was actually loosely based off a real like loosely off a real life scenario.
That,
Loosely.
that thing that almost happened, but I wished it happened, so I wrote it down and made a whole story about it.
Exactly. Like she's coming home from, well, she's moving back home actually. It's going into Christmas time, and she's moving back home because she's her lost her job. They laid her off.
Uh-huh.
And she had a very, like, she was trying to make it, but it was a very high paying job, and she's been laid off for 6 months, and she like, you know what, before I deplete all my savings, let me take myself back home and move with my mama.
Mm-hmm.
And so she comes back home, but she leaves in the middle of the night, and her car is not the best. She's like one of those people who's actually frugal. So she's had the same car since college and didn't
Yep.
want to give it up, but she needed to. And she found out on this particular ride home. And she's literally like only 30 minutes away from her house, and so the car just stalls, breaks down on her, but a blizzard is coming, and she's like, oh my god, I'm in the middle of going through this bad neighborhood. I don't want to get out of the car. It's the blizzard coming. I'm freezing to death. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And so Drip is coming in from the night. I get a little street hustler. He sees her stalled, and he decides to help. And when he sees Rose, and when she sees him, okay.
So yeah, that's the
You mean he
background
gives her
of
a
it.
jump start, is what you
Yeah,
mean.
exactly, exactly. So for me, like I was coming, I wasn't, and I was a college student, and I was going home, and my mother had driven my car, and she had a bad habit of riding on the reserve, and so yeah, I was coming home, going through a bad neighborhood, and my reserve ran out, and I was like, "Oh my god, my cell phone died." I
Oh
was like, "It's
no.
1 o'clock in the
Oh.
morning. I'm literally 15 minutes away from my house. No gas, no gas station. Well, the gas station it was at the bottom of the hill, but I was like, I am literally across the street from one of the most dangerous projects."
Uh-huh.
And I'm by myself. I'm 19 years old. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So a guy came. None of the rest of the stuff in the store happened, but a guy did come and help me. He got me some gas. He got me some gas, y'all, and I got home. And I was just like, when I tell you, I was sitting here going, Lord, if it's my last day. I apologize for anything I did. Let them catch whoever finna kill me. Please let this, don't let me be an unsolved murder.
You carving your name and shit, bite marks
Right.
everywhere in case they do forensics.
Exactly. I'm like, oh my God, what can I do? So I'm sitting here like literally, he was just like, the guy was like, do you want, he said, do you want me to help you? He's like, I don't want to leave you out here. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna trust it. Like I got in the car with him
You
and
don't
I
have
was
a
so
choice.
was like, I got in the car with this man because I'm like, I gotta go get some gas. I was like, if push come to shove, like I had my hand because he had one of the old school cars, so like you had to push the the lock down. So
Oh,
I'm
oh, right.
literally, I'm holding the lock.
No, you don't you put that shit down.
That you lock this door. I was like, I said, if push come to shove, I'm gonna push this door open and tuck and roll
Hmm.
down this road. That's my only escape. So when he pulled to the gas station, I like jumped out. And I, to protect my safety, I was just like, "Yeah, I broke down off the road, and this nice
Hey,
guy."
what's going on? My name is Chrissy.
Yeah, it's like
I broke
my
down the.
it's like
Yes.
I broke down, and this my car, and you want my tag number? I,
Hey.
I was like, I need to give y'all all the information because if you see me on the news, you call
Hmm.
it in. Call it in, please.
Yep.
So that is basically where that story came from. Oh my goodness. So I was just like, well, let me make this cute. I know it's still a dangerous situation, but I want to make this something cute, like a love
Hmm.
connection. And so that's where they were birthed, and that was literally supposed to be my last novella under that pen name. But yeah, people have been
Life
like,
happens. Yeah.
yeah, life happens, and people are like, no, we need some more of them. I was like, what? Wait a minute, did I make this
Do,
clear?
do you know how important novellas are? They are so important, especially if people are in a funk or something.
Yeah.
Getting through a novella is like, it's like, oh my God, I needed this. Novellas are
Yes.
important if no one said that to you.
Yes, well, thank you so much. I was just like, okay, y'all. I didn't plan to like continue with this, but everybody that read it was like, no, we love the story, and it was like one of those things where I didn't even plan on publishing it. I sent the story out for free to my email subscribers. I was like,
Hmm.
listen, and then I had like 10 people email me back was like, you putting this on Kindle? And I was like. I should have. They were like, yes. Like, no. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Since y'all like it that much, let me
Right.
try this on Candle. So I was like, yeah, it wasn't even. That's how so unserious about publishing I was just like, here you go. Here's a freebie. And they were like, what? Are you
Yeah.
giving this away free? You better stop. I
I
was like,
think
oh.
all of us are like that in the beginning until you're like, all right, no. What are my costs? How am I breaking this down? I have to charge. So I feel like it's just a stage a lot of people go through in the beginning. We
Yeah.
give a lot
Yeah.
of stuff away for free, and then you're like, okay, you are a business. Let's, let's work on
Exactly.
this.
Exactly. You have to. You have to. I say now, I call my books my book babies, but then I say, yeah, they're my babies while I'm working on them, and then when they're born, they're my employees.
That
Like,
makes sense. I like it.
like you go from being a baby to being an employee real fast. You go to work. Go to work.
I have
Uh,
nurtured, I have polished. Goodbye.
yes, you don't get 18 years like my kids. You gotta go now. You come out the newborn, you go straight from newborn to 21. Go forth.
I like it.
Go forth. The word for the day is job. 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 You gotta go make some money. Bring me back home a paycheck. So but yes, but before we close out, I want to give you an opportunity to let everyone know how they can connect with you, and if they want to book you, how would they go about booking you for your services?
They would email me. I have both Lanisha at lanishaedmonds.com. I also have Charlie Elwood narrator at gmail.com. And you can just email me and I'll let you know when I have a spot free after I do that audition and we're positive that I'm the narrator for you.
Awesome, awesome. And where can they connect with you on social media?
I have both Instagram and TikTok. But Lanisha has more followers, so that's the main account that I use for both. Um,
Okay,
I made Charlie just so people can find her. You know what I mean? I had to come up in searches somehow. So that's what they're there for, but I do check them. So whichever.
awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Charlie, for joining me tonight. I
Thank
had
you.
so much fun with you, and whenever you can, come back, kick it with us. Crystal will hopefully be able to join us next time because I know she is. She hates that she missed this. She was all excited. She always does this 15-minute like show herself where she goes over your entire catalog. So we'll be posting that
Holy
too.
smokes.
Yeah, she'll talk about all the books in your catalog, and she hit me up. She's like, "It's done." I was like, so I know she hate that she was
Oh,
unable to be here tonight. Oh, but
oh,
she definitely was showing you some love. So we'll make sure that that gets posted for you. And also, this will be posted on Instagram. So for who all was not able to join, you'll be able to see. But thank you so much. And you
thank
guys,
you for
make
having me.
sure you are so welcome. And you guys, make sure that you are following us at Get Caught Up Podcast. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, and we have a Facebook group called Get Caught Up Author Podcast Group. Um, and no longer have Twitter. I let
Mm,
Elon Musk have his space by himself.
for real.
Exactly like that. Nah. And you guys can follow me. I am on Instagram at ChrissyGCU. That is my official podcasting page now. I post a lot of stuff going on there. But also, I am Aries Scott as an author, and you can follow me on at Aries Sky underscore on Instagram and everywhere else. I am author Aries Sky, which is TikTok, Lemonade, YouTube, Facebook. That's where I am. I'm all of those places. Mostly you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, but
Yeah, I do
I'll
know.
tap in and look. I'll tap in every now and again on the other spaces, like Lemonade and all of that. But I always say that was our TikTok scare. That was my TikTok scare social media.
Okay.
Like yeah, when TikTok was about to go defunct, we were like, where can we go? So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on fan base too, but I'm never on there. So please don't follow me on
No, I
fan
deleted
base.
my account. I was like, I can't.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, I'm never on fan base at all. So now, if you find me there, yeah, thank you, but I'm just,
I'm just visiting. I'm just
I'm just
passing through.
exactly just passing through. Well, you guys, also major announcement, and as we always do, we tell you who our narrator for the month for the next month is. So for next month in August, our narrator of the month will be Miss Marissa Hampton. So I want you guys to be sure you tune back in at the end of the month next month. We will be interviewing her as well. I am so excited. I cannot wait. She is another phenomenal narrator, and she's an actress as well. She's been in several shows, so we're gonna get into all of that. But again, so awesome to finally meet you. Hopefully, get to see you in person again at Black Romance Book Fest or one of these other events. I know that I'll probably catch you there. But anytime that you like to come back on, you're absolutely welcome.
Mwah.
Thank you, and good night, you guys.